Hey there, pioneers! So you came to the right place to learn about the basics of starting locations in Satisfactory. In this guide, I'm only going to discuss the basics as far as a beginner or first timer is concerned. For advanced material, locations and more, I'll be making another video later on. So for now, you can see that the game recommends the grasslands biome as the ideal starting location. And yes, that is one of the 4 biomes of the one planet this game offers, not separate planets. Meaning, you'll be going to all the other areas in late stage of the game. But the starting location does affect your early game experience quite a bit. The main difference between the biomes is the resource spread around the starting locations and their purities, which dictate their yield rates, the abundance or not of leaves and wood, and the distance to higher materials in the late game. Besides that, every starting location has access to the same basic resources. So let's check out the grassland, shall we? Also, if you want to skip ahead to the other biomes, be sure to check the timestamps I've included. Grassland starting biome. Just scan for iron ore, and I recommend the best place to start right here along this way. Here you have plenty of iron nodes, 2 nearby limestone nodes, and a nearby copper node on this hill over here. Now the best part about this location is that if you go over here past the fart rocks, you'll find a section with a ton of wood. Now wood gives a lot more biomass than leaves, so this area is awesome. Just don't stay too close to the fart bugs and you'll be fine. Make sure you build your foundations going this way like I did, and mind the fart rocks. Later on, you'll be able to blow up the rocks and problem solved. I'll advise building foundations about 4 ramps tall, that is 16 meters high, so you can run vehicles on the ground if you like. This starting location is great for biomass because there are plenty of leaves and wood here. And also pale berries, which are twice as good as barrel nuts for recovering your health. Also, the enemies are pretty tame in these parts. Now, when you need water, it's going to be a pretty distance from this location. See this little lake here? Keep going this way, down this path, and up this little path, through this little section here, and there you go. Here's water, all the water you need. And there's some Caterium over there. Also, there is a Caterium node in the local area. Hopefully it still is in 1.0. And pro tip, do not try to bring water to your base. Instead, make a power station right above the water. Like I did in this example. Don't worry, there's enough space. Just remember to build it high and use the pumps for your water pipes. And that's pretty much it for this area. There are slugs all over the place, so if you find yourself waiting for those 75 iron plates or whatever, make sure to go around collecting them slugs. Rocky Desert starting biome. Now this area is a bit lacking in foliage, leaves in particular, but it has these small stalks looking plants that you can get some wood out of, and a lot of open space for you to build your factory. A quick iron scan will reveal the nodes over here. Set up shop here and you'll find copper and limestone in the vicinity. Water is very close to where you are, so that won't be a big deal. Now a little secret from me to you regarding biomass. Go south from the starting location way over here and you'll find a garden full of goodies. But first, you might have to do some bashing of heads in. I recommend collecting about 30 of barrel nuts in the desert before the showdown. Once you're done, there are like 4,000 leaves waiting for you in this area alone. That's a lot of biomass for a long time, trust me. There isn't much else to tell a beginner about this area. Just know that there are slugs all over the place, including the high places. You might want to use some storage containers stacked on top of each other, or just ramps to reach those juicy slugs in those high places. And that's it, on to the next area. Northern Forest starting biome. After landing here, a quick iron scan will lead you all the way to this point. If you landed a bit farther from where I did, then following the closest iron node will lead you to this place. Now you can set up camp right here, or you can try out the other area we found first. You just have to move west along this river or something and keep following the path until you reach just the perfect spot. Now with 1.0's changes, a few things might have got nerfed, but this location is perfect with a lot of iron, copper, limestone and nearby higher resources for later use. You should be close to water source from here as well. Remember, do not move water. Build a power station on top of the water source. Dune Desert starting biome. So, feeling a little bold and adventurous, are we rebel pioneers? When they told you it's for advanced pioneers? But still, if you decide to start here, note that there's a bit of annoyance with leaves. I'll get to that in a minute. But first, we start here and a quick iron scan gives us this result. Here's a good spot to set up shop because of nearby iron, copper and limestone nodes. There are so many individual nodes around this desert area, guarded usually by a couple of hawks, that I don't even need to mention them. You'll find them naturally as you explore. Regarding the biomass, remember what I said? Yeah, there are too many tiny leaves in this place that give something like 2 leaves each. So it takes a while to collect the stuff. But in this area, you see there's a lot of wood on the ground, so that should speed up your progress. And also, don't press E on every individual patch of leaves. Instead, hold E and point. Or even better, when pressing E, also press tab to open inventory, press tab again to close inventory, and now your E is sorta locked. So you can just run around without even holding E until you press E again to turn it off. Pretty sweet little trick, eh? I actually learned it from a comment on my video on tips in Satisfactory, so check that video out when you can. And that's pretty much it for a beginner guide on starting locations. Note that the exact coordinates you start out at is different every time, which might result in following the closest iron nodes, leading you to a different start location. Note that there are at least 2 possible locations for each biome. Now, the question on your mind is probably going to be, which is the best biome? The answer is subjective to each person. Now, in order to mathematically determine the best location based on higher tier resources and all that, we'll need a more final map of the game, which right now, before 1.0, is a little hazy until we get the full stable version of the game. So there will be another video on that for advanced users later. For now, just start in whichever location you like based on what you've seen in this video. Or just take the grasslands biome, so if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. I'm quite familiar with this area, but only this one. The game is fully playable in all 4 starting locations, and like I said, you'll be expanding your factories to all the other areas in the late game anyway. So just chill and have fun. Let me know which area you've decided to start in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Like, comment and subscribe if I deserve it.